Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my morning stretch routine. I got asked by a few of you kind of like what were the morning stretches that I typically do on a day-to-day basis. So I'm going to record with you and you can tag along with me. You can do it with me and it's awesome. Stretching is so important. Now, I'm not no yogi. I'm not a yoga instructor. I just have done yoga before and I like the stretches, and a lot of these stretches were stretches that were a part of my little rehab program when it came to healing my back and my stretching out my hips. So a lot of like lower body stretches. I absolutely love it. It's quick, it's effective. So let's get to it. All right, so I start here. I'll start rotating my neck side to side, rotating it up and down, pulling it. Good, I'll start rotating my shoulders back a little bit, open them up. Then I'll start with my feet. Put one foot down, put a lot of pressure on there. Stretch out your foot. You're walking on them all day. Good, we're gonna lean on one side, let it stretch out. Good. Now you're going to go to the ground, do a little cat dog. What you're going to do is for cat, inhale, arch your back, lift your head up nice and tall, open up your chest. And then using your core, you're going to round up your back, squeeze that core and really stretch that upper back. Make sure you're breathing. Do about 2 more times. Good, now we're going to go into a downward dog, stretch out your hamstrings. And bicycle pedal, meaning bending one leg, stretching out the other, warm it up. Good. Now we're going to come back down to the ground. We're going to stretch some of our hips. Put one forward. You're going to move this back leg, like twist it out a little bit. You're going to squeeze your core, move your pelvis forward. So you're not going to move your entire body forward. You're just going to move your pelvis forward. And you can put your arms here for an extra stretch and you'll feel it all along your side. Woo! Make sure you're breathing through it. Good, now lean back. We're going to stretch out your hamstring. This time flex your foot. Breathe into that hamstring stretch. Good, now come back up. And now we're going to go into that runner's lunge where we're going to really sink in. Open up this hip. Breathe through it. Now you're going to want to move your leg just slightly a little bit to the right. Open it up a little bit more, lean into that, stretch out. And one more time, even further out. Really opening up that hip and stretching. Good. Now lean back out. This time point your toe. Stretch out the front of your shin as well as your hamstring. Breathing into it. Good. Now we're going to go into that runner's lunge. We're going to actually drop both hands. And so then you're going to just let that hip sink right onto the ground and breathe into it. You can have your front leg kind of lean out a little bit. You'll feel a stretch on your inner thigh. Good. Now go back, stretch out that hamstring. You can choose to point it, flex it. I highly recommend going through switching back between them both. Now go back hands on the ground. Now we're gonna lift one arm up, that opposite arm, and we're going to rotate. Really let that hip drop. Good, come back. If you're extra flexible, you want an extra stretch, lift this back leg up, grab it with your opposite hand, and do a little bit of a twist. And really feel even more stretch here along your side and opening up your hip. Good. Now let's do the other leg again. I'll do a little bit more of a frontal view. Going into that runner's lunge. Kick that back leg out, squeeze that core, bring that pelvis in. You can bring these arms in. I wanted you to see how I kicked my leg out and breathing through the stretch. Good, and again you're gonna lean back. Let's flex the foot this time. Really feel that hamstring. Good, now going back into that runner's lunge, really sinking into it. Breathing through it the entire time. Big inhales, big exhales. Now moving your foot a little bit out, stretching a little bit more of your inner thigh. And going again one more time. Going into a deeper stretch. Good, now let's come back, stretch out that hamstring. We're going to go back on the ground, both hands on the ground, let that hip drop. You can squeeze that glute and just really breathe in through that stretch. Now sit it back. Get that hamstring. I love this. It's really just moving into your hamstrings, into your hips. Tightest areas most people feel because we're sitting all day. Good. Bring our hands back on the ground. One arm up and then rotating. Bring it back up. A little bit of a hamstring as you come in. And then we're going to kick that back leg opposite arm and twist. Make sure you're breathing into that hip. Good. Alright, those are like my main stretches, and then sometimes I add all of these at the end, sometimes I only do a few, kind of depending on how I'm feeling, but I'll show you guys both of them. So, the first one is we go into a pigeon. So we kind of go up, pigeon, where you lift one leg up, you drop the knee, you kind of like look over your armpit, really opening that hip flexor. Hold it there. Let's show you this way. Good, and you're going to bring that leg that's lifted, bring it on the ground. And you're just going to soak into it. You're going to really feel this stretch on your outer glute. Hold it for a few more seconds. Good, now let's go back up. This time lifting the opposite leg, so for me, my left leg. Bending the knee, looking over the armpit, and just really opening. Allowing that hip to drop, leg to drop, opening up that hip. And then going in, bring that leg forward, dropping it, and just lean down into it, stretching out that outer glute. Breathe through it. One leg will be tighter. Good. Bring it back up. Go to downward dog. See how much your hamstrings are less tight. You can go deeper into that stretch. Just breathe it in. The last few stretches I will add on are, so the last few stretches is you're going to bring one leg on the bottom, the other on the top, and you're going to interlace your hands and your fingers with your feet, and then you're just going to bring your head as close as you can to your knee and just breathe. You'll feel this in your hips and on your hand and your outer glute. Good. And now what you do, we're going to lift your leg up. You're going to do it like this. So if that's a little confusing, what you can do is you'll put one leg right on top of your other knee like a 4, and then slowly bring it up like this. Sit up nice and straight, and you'll really feel that stretch all in your outer glute, especially when you're sore after leg day. Good, now let's switch sides. This time you can interlace your hands again, or you can just massage your feet. We're always on our feet. Good. Now we're going to bring that leg again into that position. However way you need to get into it, do it. Breathe through it. Good. Bring it down. And then my last final stretch is I'll go into like a little bit of a butterfly, and I'll just lean into it like this. Right, and then I just do a little bit of my upper body. I bring one arm across my chest, stretch out that shoulder. Good, now bring it around over your head or behind your head. And just push it down, stretching out that tricep. Good, next arm. Over the head. Good, and lastly, I'll interlock my fingers behind my back, open up, and just open up my shoulders and my chest and just look up. Good. Yay, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you did the stretches with me. I hope it gave you some ideas on some stretches to incorporate in your stretch routine. Again, I highly recommend stretching when you wake up, before you go to bed, and after your workout, doing some type of stretching so your muscles don't get nice, tight and tense. But I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments below if this helps, give you ideas, if this was a good stretch for you. I absolutely love it, and I just like change it out depending on the day, what I really need to stretch out, if I need to add some different ones or not. Yeah, that's my go-to. I always stretch out my hips and my hamstrings because I'm just naturally really tight there. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram here at Tatiana_Kuto. And I will see you guys in the next video. Hope you have a great day. See you in the next one.